Joining us now, NewsNation political contributor A. Scott Bolden, former chair of the D.C. Democratic Party. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What did Democrats achieve here?
Not much, in my opinion. This party is split between two sides, and there are 8 on one side and hundreds of other elected officials on the other. Listen, I'm not saying the shutdown wasn't tough. I'm not saying that poor people and hungry people shouldn't eat. But from a purely political standpoint here, the Republicans were on the ropes, and these 8 Democrats let them off. They had just swept the elections this past Tuesday. The polling was showing where the Republicans who control all 3 houses were being blamed for this. And I think that as a result of the elections on Tuesday, that the Republicans were ripe to have a discussion. All you wanted to do was have a discussion about Medicare and Obamacare costs, and they had a lot of leverage in their side, and now they have nothing because there's no requirement for the Republicans to sit down with the Democrats now. There's no requirement for there to be any changes to Obamacare and the Medicare costs. The Republicans want to get rid of Obamacare, and they don't have another health care plan. So I think the Democrats lost, and it's not showing them from a position of strength. It showed a position of weakness. Mediation and negotiation, there's something called patience, and you got to have some patience to win, and they just lost their patience, those 8 Democrats.
What do you think was the final tipping point? I mean, I've spoken to some in the last 24 hours that think it was as simple as air travel, that the inconvenience had gotten too much and was impacting those who were heading to Washington, lawmakers themselves.
I don't think so. I've been on the road for the last 2 weeks. I've been in Africa, and I've been to New York and Atlanta since I've gotten back. And while it's crowded, it's tough, the delays are tough, right? This is a blame game when you shut down the government. And the blame game was the Democrats were winning the blame game. And as much pressure on those 8 Dems was to jump to the other side, there was twice as much pressure on the Republicans that control all 3 houses to sit down with the Democrats. We're talking about having a conversation now versus later. The worst thing the president could say was, I'm not going to sit down and talk with a gun to my head. Well, you took the gun away, but with that gun, that political gun, you took your leverage.
Some Democrats, including Congressman Ro Khanna from California, are calling for Chuck Schumer to now be replaced as Senate Majority Leader, saying he is no longer effective. What does this mean for his leadership role, Scott?
Well, his leadership role was always going to be challenged because he did vote to keep the government going about 6 months ago. But what Ro Khanna is talking about is the fact that Schumer could not keep those 8 votes in line. 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, Chuck Schumer could have kept those votes in line, and he just simply couldn't do it. Chuck Schumer did the right thing. He voted against this package, but it wasn't enough to keep those 8 in line. Now, who knows? Hope springs eternal. Who knows whether a different Senate majority or rather minority leader could have done it? But here it failed, and we were right on the precipice of winning this thing as far as the government shutdown, and I just think we blew it. We gave up all of our leverage and all the strength that we had. Politically, at least.
Yeah, questions the end game. A. Scott Bolden, thank you as always. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.